Hi guys, welcome back. So as you can see by the title, today we are talking about self-taught beauty. And there are a lot of back and forths. There's been several videos made about her, and there's some pretty strong opinions on both sides. So I'm going to get ready for my day, and I just want to talk a little bit about it with you guys. So I'm going to let you guys know now, this is strictly my opinions. This is how I take it. This is how I see it. And you guys have the right to, see it another way, and that's okay. And if you do, please respectfully leave down in the comments below. So if you do not know who Self-Taught Beauty is, she has a YouTube page. And from what I see, she does like BoxyCharm and Ipsy like spoilers, which I love. I was a subscriber of BoxyCharm and Ipsy for like 5 years. I just actually recently stopped subscribing just because I know now what kind of makeup I like. But if you have not and you dabble into makeup, it is very good boxes. But that has really nothing to do with the story. So that's kind of what she does on her page. But I noticed, like, she'll have a couple videos of the spoilers, and then she'll have a video of, like, something in her life that's going on that's, like, really bad. So I first seen this story on Radiant Brit's page. So she kind of did this thing, and I don't know if Radiant Brit is the one who used this word or if it was, like, viewers, but it was like exposing Self-Taught Beauty and her scams. Now, again, I'm not saying that's what Brit said she was doing. Maybe it was the viewers, but so Radiant Brit made videos about Self-Taught, saying that she thought that what Self-Taught Beauty was doing was scamming her viewers to sending her money. I think she did like 3 videos on it. So that caught my attention, and I went over to Self-Taught Beauty, and I started watching her videos. And the very first thing I thought of was, why is this woman who is supposedly, she's homeless, she's living in a shed. So she had a fire January of 2019. So not only did this story interest me, but it also touched me in like a personal way, because myself had a fire 3 years ago. So when I heard some of her story, I felt it was personal. I understood where she was coming from. And so my very first thought was, if she is like trying to keep herself from like freezing to death and trying to get food, like the last thing that would be on my mind would be BoxyCharm and Ipsy and anything like that. But then I started thinking about it like a little bit more, and I can remember when we had our fire, and it was like devastating. It was the most devastating time of my entire life. Like that, it was like a nightmare coming true. Thank God we did not lose everything. We was able to keep like a lot. I didn't lose like baby pictures, first teeth, first haircuts. Like I didn't lose none of that stuff. I lost. It was a neighbor's mobile home that caught fire. This was in what my experience was. My neighbor's mobile home caught fire, and then the fire like was blowing over to mine, and it melted like the entire side. I had a lot of smoke damage. Like my couch was ruined, some clothes. But I was able to keep like a lot. Like not everything was destroyed. And from what I've seen on Self-Taught Beauties, like that house like was demolished. It was entirely gone. I could only imagine. And I see like a lot of people are saying, well, why didn't she have insurance? And yeah, I know, you guys, she probably kicks herself in her ass for that. From my understanding, it wasn't even her home, it was her parents' home. But I can say, when it come to the insurance, I was stupid and I didn't have insurance on my mobile home either. So the price of the insurance for it was just ridiculous. The insurance person told us that the reason it was so high was because like there was no competition on insurance for mobile homes, and that's why it was so high. And honestly, guys, I was living just paycheck to paycheck, and it was either getting food that week or paying this insurance on this mobile home. And stupidly, I didn't get the insurance. So I can also see, I can understand that side too of her. But I'll tell you what, I learned my lesson. I sure did. And if I could press rewind, I would go back and get insurance. So, I don't know, guys. There's just, I don't know. I can feel for her. I understand. But then I guess after the fire, her husband, they divorced after 20 years of being together. And I seen, was it EKC did a video, I guess last night, a stream. And she said that I guess she was cheating, or, he was cheating. Honestly, I don't think that really matters. I know she was saying that because it kind of gives context of how self-taught beauty lies. But honestly, guys, I don't know. I really would like to know what you guys think. So after I watched Radiant Brit's video on it, and then I went over to watch Self-Taught, I seen another YouTuber, a smaller YouTuber named Tyra Nicole, I think it is. And she did like 3 parts. Well, she was going to do 3 parts, but I think she only did like 2 parts. And the one video was of her like clearing things up about the comments. And then she made a comment at the very end of the video, and she's like, something's getting ready to happen, and it's just going to blow all this out of the water, and the truth's going to be out there. And so when I watched her videos, she kept saying, like, there wasn't as many people donating. And that's what I keep hearing. Not as many people are donating as you think are donating. And then there are people commenting, and I guess they were emailing her and showing her proof that, hey, look, I donated this money. I gave her, this type of money. I gave her a couple $100 here. I gave her, a bunch of different people were like showing proof that they donated this self-taught woman money. And there was something about a dog that needed surgery. So she did a video and said that her dog needed some kind of surgery. Well, one of the commenters showed proof that she sent her like a couple $100. If I can remember correctly, I think she said that she sent her like $100, and then like Christmas time she sent her $200. And then I guess Self-Taught Beauty had said that nobody helped donate money for the dog. And then so this woman was like, here, this is the proof that I sent her money and donated for this dog. And come to find out, Self-Taught Beauty did not even go get the dog surgery. She ended up like rehoming the dog. So a lot of her like followers started questioning like where their money was going. And I believe that they started reaching out to Radiant Brit, asking her to kind of dive in and do a video on it, and to see if she could come to like the bottom of what is going on. And then there was a lot of people that said, Radiant Brit should not have got into it. It wasn't her business. But what I found interesting was this commenter sent emails to this Tyra showing her proof that she donated money. And then Tyra's response was, well, you're just doing that. You were just sending that money to catch her up, like in a lie, or to like use her or something I don't know. It didn't make no sense. Because I was like, why would somebody send another person, $200 to prove a point to try to catch him up as looking like a scammer. Why would somebody do that? Like, that don't even make sense at all. Not one bit. So, I don't know. What do you guys think? If there is any, like, if there was any truth as this being a scam, does other creators have the right to call this out on their channel? Do you think they shouldn't talk about it all and just let it go? And if people get scammed, people get scammed. I don't know, guys. I would like to know if I was scamming, or somebody was scamming. I would like to know that information. Because there are a lot of people who, donate, and they're kind of naive, and they think with their hearts, A lot of people don't understand there are so much ugliness out there. There are so many people who manipulate you. And I'm not saying that this is self-taught beauty, but I am going to say she is, like, so sweet. Like, I've not heard one bad thing come out of this girl's mouth. Like, but that don't mean anything, guys. It really don't. And she might not even be doing it in a malicious way. Like, she might not even realize. It's a hard one, guys. It really is. I mean, we don't want to think anybody is out there scamming on purpose. But sadly, there are them type of people that are out there. I keep also hearing, her and her kids. But to me, I just feel like they're not kids. Like, they're adults. I believe they're 18 and 20 years old. And, whoa, that was super, super dark. Holy moly. But if we don't, do something now to try to teach them, how to work and be, like, self-efficient, they're going to have a hard life too, a very hard life. And they are so young. And from my understanding, the reason none of them can get jobs is because they don't have IDs, because they lost their IDs in the fire. Again, which was 2 years ago. I feel like in 2 years, you could have gotten an ID. I feel like there are so many people that have probably been in your shoes. There are many people who have lost their personal identification in fires. So I don't believe the reason they cannot work is because they can't get their IDs. And honestly, I feel like if they were working, they wouldn't be in this predicament that they're in. So I know somebody who's very close with me, and I know that you're not supposed to, judge situations off personal experiences. I know, really, you're not supposed to do that, but it's really hard not to do that. And I know there's probably going to be some differences because they're different. We're talking about different people. But with that said, I know somebody who's very, very close to me. And they know if it all came down to it and it got to, like, super bad, they know that they could call on me and I would be there to help. But there is a difference in helping somebody, giving them a hand up, and enabling somebody. And I went back and forth with this person for many years. And I would give them money. This person supposedly, as keeps being said, in this situation doesn't know how to adult. It was the same with the person I didn't know. So what did I do? I sat down. I went over, like, all their bills. I organized everything. I walked them through. I tried to show them how it is to be able to take care of a household. And this person would get behind, almost losing stuff. We would give them money. I'm talking thousands of dollars to make sure they wouldn't lose, their home or their car and all that. And at the end of the day, it didn't matter. They still lost it all. It's been 2 years now, this person hasn't had running water. I could take you down to this person's house and show you the way they are living, and you would just gasp, like, why and how could somebody be living like this? Like, we need to help this person. But you can't, because you can give them all the money in the world. That doesn't mean they're not going to be in the same exact spot. They have to want to do better. They have to want to live in a better situation. They have to want to work. And then, in the situation I'm talking, you have 3 able-bodied adults, none of them working jobs. So to me, I'm like, why in the world should I have to take from myself, and my family, when we're blessed? Don't get me wrong. But why should I take something from my children and give to this household when they're not doing nothing to help themselves? So I feel like if we just keep throwing money, that it's not going to make this situation any better for them. So this other woman went to Self-Taught Beauty Mandy's shed where she's living, and supposedly it was supposed to have been like an eye-opener. This is like the truth bomb. This is going to show you guys all that she has not been scamming. But honestly, all that video showed me was that you proved she's living like she says she's living. You proved that there was a house fire, which I never doubted that. I never doubted she was living in a shed and, not having, having a hard time. To me, you did not bust anything wide open. And then she says that, she's going to do something to try to help them. And if it's the last thing she does, and you know what, guys, if you want to donate your money, go ahead. I do not want to deter you guys or stop you guys. If that's what you feel you need to do, then, by all means, go for it. Do it. Help them. But honestly, I think what this woman needs, what this family needs, is somebody to help her get her ID, get her and them boys their ID, which I know some of the commoners said that they sent money for her to get the ID, but that's what she needs. She needs to get her ID, and then they need to help her get a job. And, everybody's like, well, she smells like kerosene, so she can't get a job. You guys, she can. Like, you can go into a gas station, and what is that they call it when like a woman gives herself a shower and she, you clean these little particular spots. There's a name for it. Housekeeping, putting carts up at the grocery store, stocking at night. She can get a job. They can get a job. There is no reason that they shouldn't be working. But I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Am I being too hard? Am I wrong? I try to put myself in her shoes, and I'm not going to sit here and say that I could never be in her situation. And if this was like a year, it just happened within a year, and then I could see. But 2 years, it feels like she's not really helping herself at all. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And until next time, I will see you guys later. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. I'll see you later, guys. Bye.